Welcome you all to the 851 meeting of Medley Toastmasters Club. Before we begin, I would like to mention 3 ground rules that we follow throughout the meeting. First, put your mobiles in silent mode or switch off them. I'll give you 10 seconds to do that. As a Toastmasters, we do not talk about sex, religion and politics. I request you to please refrain yourself from discussing those topics. And third one, do not cross talk. The mission of our Toastmaster Club is to provide a positive and supportive learning experience to members, in which the members are empowered to develop their communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. I request all of you to be attentive throughout the meeting and encourage the speakers with your warm smiles and applauses. Let's all have a great meeting. With this, I would like to introduce the presiding officer, whom I shall hand over the stage. He is a classical acupuncturist practicing and living in Salute. He is also Vice President of Education for our Medley Toastmaster Club, the smiling icon of Medley and the first bench student of Medley Toastmaster Club. I welcome Toastmaster Pramodh to take the.
Thank you, Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Uma, for setting the stage and which is such a kind introduction. Fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, with the sound of the gavel, I declare meeting number 851 open. First, I would like to welcome our dignitaries. Distinguished Toastmaster Thomas Abraham, past PR Manager, Public Relations Manager of District 82. Our Area Director, Toastmaster Pravda, and Toastmaster Dinakaran, past President of Medley. I also welcome all our Toastmasters and our fellow guests. Next, does anyone know what tomorrow is? The 5th of October. Guesses, any guesses, you get chocolates.
Sunday.
The right guess.
Sunday.
The right guess. The guess which I'm expecting. Right. Just as we celebrate Teachers' Day on the 5th of September, October 5th is internationally celebrated as World Teachers' Day. Why have just one day for teachers, right? We all know a teacher who has had an impact or a lasting impact on our lives, right? Let me tell you a short story. There was a young boy called Arjun who struggled with reading. Every day in class, the letters on the blackboard looked like dancing ants to him. His classmates laughed at him, and gradually he began to believe that he was stupid. One day, in the afternoon, when most of the students had left the class, one of his teachers, Mrs. Meena, noticed him with a book in his hand, tears rolling down his eyes. She picked up a piece of chalk and drew a seed on the board and said to him, "Look, Arjun, do you see the seed? It does not know that one day it can become a big tree. All it needs is some water, sunlight, and some care. You two are like the seed. You are not stupid." And from that day, every day she sat with him for a few minutes after class, helping him to read slowly and patiently. She did not scold him, she did not rush. She celebrated even the smallest progress. And years later, he became one of the first in his entire family to ever go to college. And on the day of graduation, he wrote a letter to Mrs. Meena. You were the water and sunlight to my seed. Without you, I would have remained buried under the soil. Thank you for believing in me long before I ever believed in myself. Here in Toastmasters, every speech, every evaluation, and every role that we take up are like water and sunlight to our growth. We may or may not see the tree, the big tree that is within us, but the club, our mentors, and our fellow members, they bring it out of us, and together we grow into strong and confident speakers and leaders. I would now like to invite a guest. Okay.
His chief, my guest.
He's
a co-speaker with me.
Co-speaker. Okay. All right. Sure, but nevertheless, could you please have your introduction?
So my name is Rahul.
No, please come here.
Hi, my name is Rahul. I'm just working as an content writer in an NGO called Evaluator. So my trainer is Thomas sir. Under him, I'm just working on all the newsletter parts. So this is my current role here. So under his guidance, I just came around to share my views and thoughts and along with his guidance.
Thank you. Thank you. For the benefit of guests, Toastmasters is a century-old organization founded by Pravda C. Medley for the benefit of developing our communication and leadership skills. Now, I would like to introduce the person who is going to take this meeting forward. She's a HR professional who is currently balancing between work and being a mom of a tiny toddler. She also takes interest in learning history as well as keeping up to date with the digital world. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Krithika.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Good afternoon, Toastmasters and my dear guests. I would like to share the schedule for today's meeting. We have three very interesting speeches lined up. After that, we have the speech evaluations, post which we have the table topics master who shall call upon the participants randomly for their impromptu speech. And after that, we have the tag players who will share their report. And coming to the theme of the day, journey is the destination. You may all wonder, what does this mean? What is it about? Reason I had chosen this theme is that I feel that we all live in a world which pushes us to reach our personal goals faster, or to land that dream job, or to earn that job promotion. But what we don't see is that we often forget that the journey itself is where life truly happens. I would like to share a short story. A young man once set out to climb a mountain. His only focus was to reach the peak. He was already dreaming about the moment where he will stand tall in the peak, and he was imagining the applause that he will get and the achievement that he has arrived at the peak. So he had started to climb fast towards the peak, ignoring the sunrise, the cool breeze, the sound of the birds chirping, and the beauty around him. When he finally reached at the top, he had looked back and he immediately realized what he had missed out on, which had made that climb worth it. Isn't that how life also feels sometimes? We rush through the days waiting for that someday or that perfect job or that perfect moment, and we tend to forget this day, the effort and that moment which is part of the destination. Even at Toastmasters, every speech that we give, every evaluation that we hear, they are all steps in our personal journey of growth. We are not just becoming better speakers, we are also trying to become better versions of ourselves. Every challenge that we face, every lesson we learn, and every step we take shapes us into something greater. So the journey is a destination, reminds us to cherish the progress and not just the outcome. Because every day we show up, we grow, and this growth is a real victory. I would like to call upon the general evaluator for today's meeting is Toastmaster Narendra. I would like to share a short introduction about him. He works as a software architect in an MNC called Counters. He likes to listen to music, playing chess, and watching any Netflix series. I would like to call upon general evaluator Toastmaster Narendra.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. This morning, me and my father we were watching a test match, India versus West Indies, that was going on. And my father is an ardent cricket fan to the extent where he even watches test match cricket ball by ball. So when he was watching the match, he suddenly said, it's pathetic to see the West Indies team play like this. What he meant was, back in the 70s and the 80s, the West Indies team were feared. They were not just unbeatable, but they were feared. Opposition team would have nightmares about playing them. And that would have also been portrayed in the movie 83 that was released a few years back, where it was a story of India winning the 83 World Cup campaign. But you could see throughout that movie, everyone dreaded playing their fast bowlers and having to bowl to their batsmen. And the whole team was feared upon. And such a mighty team had such a huge downfall in a span of just like, 40 years. And of course, a lot of things led to that. But one of the main factors that led to this downfall was that they took the quality of their cricket and the quality of their cricketers for granted. They thought that we will continue producing the next Brian Lara, the next Bill Richards, the next Malcolm Marshall out of nowhere. But that sort of creation of new talent stopped beyond a certain point, and there was no system to keep things going, and that's how the whole cricketing prowess declined. So here in Toastmasters, we never take quality for granted. We are very particular about maintaining the quality in everything and anything that we do. And that applies to our meeting as well. So that will be my role today as the general evaluator, to look at this meeting from a neutral observer standpoint and then present my findings about the quality of this meeting and the way this meeting was set up, the way it progressed and the way it finished. But I won't be doing this alone. I will be supported by two teams to do this job. The first team will be called the tag team. So basically they will ensure that every speaker sticks to the time slot that has been allotted to them, make sure that they speak with clarity, and also that they use the English language in the right way. So these roles will be performed by timer, R counter, and Grammarian, simply abbreviated as tag role players. And in that list of tag role players, I would first like to introduce the Toastmaster who will be playing the timer, the role of timer for today's meeting. And that's our new joinee, new member of our family, Toastmaster Krishnapriya, who is working as a project associate in CSIR CLRI. And she loves drawing, painting, and doing craft work. And I asked all the role players what was the one goal that they worked on for a very long time, and how did they feel when they finally achieved it. I asked the same question to Toastmaster Krishnapriya, and she said that she worked towards two goals actually. One is she prepared for NEET, and she was not able to crack it, but still the learning and the whole process of trying to achieve that goal was extremely rewarding. And there was another exam that she attempted a few years later, and she cracked that relatively easier, but she said that she doesn't remember much about it. It does not stick to her memories that much. So based on these two experiences, she says that the journey or getting there is just as important as achieving the goal, and that is what truly matters, and I agree with what the Toastmaster of the day says. So without any further delay, I'd like to welcome Toastmaster Krishnapriya to explain the role of time.
So, hello everyone. Good evening to fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today I'll be playing the role of timer. So I'll be timing the prepared speeches, table topics and the evaluation, and I will be using the different colors of cards to indicate your time. So for table topic speeches, it should be within 1 to 2 minutes. So at 1 minute, I'll be showing you the green card. At the end of 1 minute 30 seconds, I'll be showing the yellow card. And at the end of 2 minutes, I'll be showing you the red card. And for the icebreaker speeches, it's between 4 to 6 minutes. So I'll be showing you green card at 4 minutes, yellow card at 5 minutes, and red card at 6 minutes. And for all other prepared speeches, it's between 5 to 7 minutes. So at 5th minute, I'll be showing you the green card. At the 6th minute, I'll be showing you the yellow card. And at the end of 7th minute, I'll be showing you the red card. And for the evaluation, it should be between 2 to 3 minutes. At the end of 2nd minute, I'll be showing you the green card. And at the end of 2 minutes 30 seconds, I'll be showing you the yellow card. And at the end of 3rd minute, it will be red card. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Krishnapriya, for explaining the role of the timer. To play the role of our counter today, we have a Toastmaster who is a returning member of Medley. He was a Medleyan a few years back and has now joined back with the family again to continue his Toastmasters journey. He's working as a marketing consultant and has over 15 years of corporate experience. His hobbies are writing stories, reading biographies, and watching movies. When I asked him about the question, there is the one goal that you wanted to achieve and how you felt when you achieved it, he said that his goals are a work in progress and that his journey towards his goal is not a straight path, it's full of ups and downs. You know, we all make mistakes and we learn from it, and that's what makes us human. And definitely I couldn't agree more that it's our mistakes that make us better, that make us stronger. So to explain the role of our counter, we have Toastmaster Karanjeet.
Good evening, everyone. So, greetings to fellow Toastmasters and guests. So, I'm going to. The purpose of the R counter is to note that words and sounds are used as crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and, you know. I will also listen for filler sounds, including and I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase, such as I, or this means, or this means. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker uses these expressions. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Karanjeet, for explaining the role of the R counter. And finally, we have the Grammarian, who will check for the quality of the English language usage. To play this role, we have another new Medleyan who joined us recently. He's doing his first year BBA, and he says that he loves playing football and loves spending time with his friends. And regarding the question, he said one of his goals was to play for his football team, and he said that he loves practice more than actually playing the game. And I think that's a mindset that a lot of champion sports persons are made of. They like the process more than the outcome. They enjoy that more, and that's what makes them great. We hope that is true in Toastmaster Anish Verma's case as well. So playing the role of Grammarian today, we have Toastmaster Anish Verma.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Narendra. Fellow Toastmasters and guests. As a grammarian, it's my responsibility to pay close attention to all your language users. I'll take note of all your good language users and also some tiny mistakes. I'll also take very understanding codes for everyone, and if I understand it well, I'll actually point it out. Happy coding. It's also my duty to introduce the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word is lucid, which means clear and clearly understood. Understood? An example of the word is, after a brief thinking, she gave a lucid speech about the problem. And one more example, after a brief practice, I gave a lucid speech about Grammarian. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. I'll give the Grammarian report when get called upon during the meeting, and also report the usage of the word of the day. With that said, thank you. Over to General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anish V M, for explaining the role of the Grammarian. And there is also another team, the team of evaluators. That is, each prepared speaker will be evaluated by another Toastmaster from our club. And so that will be presented later in the meeting, and I'll be introducing the evaluators at a later point. So for now, I would like to hand over the stage back to the Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster. So now we have come to the prepared speech section, where I would like to call upon the first speech, which will be presented by Toastmaster Shanmughavel. Before his speech, I would like to call upon his evaluator, Toastmaster Dinakaran, to share the following details.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Toastmaster Shanmughavel is giving a speech from the Pathways Dynamic Leadership, Level 3, from the project Connecting with Storytelling. The purpose of the project is for the member to practice using a story in a speech or giving a speech that is a story. The duration is 5 to 7 minutes.
Thank you, Toastmaster. I would like to introduce the speaker, Toastmaster Shanmughavel. He is a multidisciplinary researcher in mushroom enzymes and cancer biology. He is interested in watching and listening to motivational audiobooks. He likes to be positive and don't give up attitude. Toastmaster Shanmughavel, accidental champions.
When a young person suddenly feels he is independent, the idea of becoming someone respectable creeps in. How? What was your plan or dream while at college? Good afternoon, fellow Toastmaster and dear guests. Back in my college days, I had more arrears than government office pending files. Instead of panicking, I somehow became chief organizer of our street temple festival and hoped to win admirers, especially girls. Right after the festival, I miraculously passed my exam. Then I decided, God likes even organizing. Soon others followed the suit, thinking passing the exam was just one bhajana. Even though we were in the small municipal town, we were barely 10 youngsters. This event organization encouraged me to conduct more and more events because I passed my exam to conduct the exam temple festival. We were barely 10 youngsters. It is enough for community, not for cricket team. So we formed OEDA, Youth Development Association, to conduct an inter-village kabaddi tournament. Those days, the kabaddi was the popular game played under the glamorous glow of deep lights on the mighty Olympic ground. But the problem, it needs riders and catchers. But we are having 2 riders and just only 1 catcher. Those 3 are Sangar, Salim and Simon. Those days, The film, Rajasekaran film, Sundar Simon was famous. The Simon was the catcher. That one is me. Okay? I am the Rajasekaran follower, as fan. So the big day came, 28 teams, grand competition. Being the organizer, we choose a weakest team for our opponent, comprising the plus 2 points. But they looked like innocent faces with school kids. But in the kabaddi match, they ran over us like a bulldozer over the loose match. I, as the catcher, didn't catch the players, only feelings. A few days later, our neighboring village, Kalangai, hosted a tournament. We have also enrolled. Since most of the villagers are my relative, I used my influence to request a weakest opponent for our team. Turn out the Kalangai team, they have taken the lucid idea. This is what they have done. They have selected us for their warm-up match because they saw our performance against the plus 2 points. As the old saying goes, the snake only knows the tracks left by another snake. The match started around 8 PM in the night. Their players are scoring the points like Swathi mosquitoes. We are like mosquitoes. 90% audience are my relatives and 100% are mildly drunk. So the event was noisy. The villagers roared with applause for every point of the Kalangai team. For us, silence, not even a pity clap. We cannot blame them. Our performance was like that. To make the matter worse, my paternal aunt and her 2 young daughters were watching the match. It was my prestige issue. I don't know where that energy came from. I scored 5 points as a catcher. Now I got the claps. Can you guess from where? My aunt and her 2 young daughters. Lastly, the Kalangai team won the match. We slept near to the stage where the praise were kept. Around 3 AM, suddenly the loudspeaker screamed, "First praise is ODA," that is us, we are sleeping. We were astonished. We were in disbelief. I thought it is not in dream, it is in real life. Apparently, thanks to the heavy Lodi and Arak consumption, due to this Arak consumption, massive fight happened. The police came and arrested the fighters. So, the organizer, with their drunken wisdom or without lucid decision, they decided to select the winners by lucky draw. We leaped down immediately, like someone had announced biryani, like Tiruvalayadan logins. We collected rupees 2,500 on a car rent for each. Thanks to the God for still liking the event organizer. Then, without delaying, we have immediately left because we know if we delay, their Todi tribe will move so to turn our colony into Yunus. When we were away from that village, our friends took out new t-shirts from their bags that was kept near the stage. Then I heard in the loudspeaker, new t-shirts are missing, the price t-shirts are missing. If anyone found, please return to the stage immediately. Like that, we became the auction champion. So the moral of the story is, don't drink and try. If you go Arak's way, you will lose the place. Thank you, TMoD.
Thank you for a very enlightening speech. Now we will move on to the next speech, which will be presented by Toastmaster Venkatesan. He is working as a domain expert in a leading IPR firm here in Chennai. I would like to call upon his evaluator, Toastmaster Jayashri, to share his project details.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Today, our speaker, Toastmaster Venkatesan, is delivering a speech from the pathway Presentation Mastery, Level 3, Project 1, Connect with Storytelling. The purpose of this project is for the member to deliver a speech which has a story or a story within a speech. Timer, please note it's for 5 to 7 minutes. Wishing you good luck, Toastmaster Venkatesan.
Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, those who already have a six-pack and those who are like me having a family pack, good afternoon. I got inspired by the movies of Arnold Schwarzenegger and Surya. Gandhi got inspired by the drama of Harichandra. Similarly, Venkatesan got inspired by movies of Surya, Varnam Mayar. I saw that and told myself, Nalai Mudal Nanum six-pack. For this, I took Mission Impossible six-pack, Chennai version. First one, joining swimming class. I was the tallest person in the entire swimming class at 5'6", because the other students were under 7 years old. First days, parents came with their children. The coach looked at me. Sir, where is your son? I said, no sir, it is me. He stared at me like beached whale applying his scuba dive. I tried swimming for 3 months. Nothing changed. Then I thought, whale swims 24/7, but they don't get six-pack. I stopped swimming. My wife, one fine morning, she was asking me, lunch ku enna pack pannalam? I told her, I shouted her, because you pack such heavy lunch, that's why you got a huge bag. I don't want any lunch without, there is no calories, no oil, no fat, no sugar. Pack a lunch to get six-pack. She replied, on that day, afternoon, when I opened the lunch bag, I saw a small note. She wrote, darling, as you described, I get lunch, enjoy your lunch. Curiously, I opened the lunch bag. I saw only the water bottle was there. She wrote in a slip of paper, no calories, no oils, no sugars, enjoy your lunch. Third is, my friends advised me, Marina Beach walk will give you more stamina. Then I decided, I went at 5 a.m. I started running 200 meters. 3 beach dogs chased me. I ran like a Usain Bolt. There was a fish vendor shouted at me, Anna, you are jogging along, narka kodade. You are vadamatta saapidano. Early morning, he was talking to me like that. Then that stuff also failed. From my 12th standard, I had not cycled bicycle. So I went to the cycle rental shop in Chayapet. I approached the shop owner. சார் என் தொப்பையை குறைக்கணும், சைக்கிள் ஓட்டணும், ஏதாவது சைக்கிள் இருந்தால் கொடுங்க. வித்தவுட் பிளிங்கிங் he replied that. குண்டு யானைக்கெல்லாம் சைக்கிள் தர முடியாது, சர்க்கஸில் போய் கேட்டு பாருங்க. Even this step also failed. Then one fine day evening, I decided to walk in the OMR, evening walk. A group of IT people saw me and whispered, looks like the ISO audit has been started. Then I realized, because of my brisk walk face looks like a ISO 9001 audit face. Another day, my wife told me that, darling, do you remember 30 years back when we are trekking in the OT honeymoon trip? You are breathing like an old Bajaj scooter. I replied, no, that is a romantic breathing, not tired breathing. She used to say that the counter statement, what you are giving is always to the punch only. Finally, I used to attend a lot of wedding reception and all. In Madras, you can see that they will put a salad on the right side of the sambar, on the right top of there. I used to tell my wife, I won't take anything, just for the sake of a native. I'll add sambar, little bit rice, like that I'll add rasam, more and other things. She used to curse me that. Finally, there was a large sweet box in my stomach. She would say that, how you get a six-pack? Using computer modeling, artificial intelligence, machine language, I found I'll get a six-pack only in the year 30-25. Friends, mind it, not 20-25, it is 30-25. My sincere wish to the Toastmasters and friends, if you want to get a six-pack, don't join the gym. Walk by the gym twice a day and put it in the Instagram. You work out regularly. With this, I would like to conclude my speech. Friends, sometimes you need happy family pack, not a six-pack in your life. Thank you.
Thank you for a very privileged speech. So now we move on to the third speech, which is by PTM Thomas. I should call upon his evaluator, Toastmaster Chairman, to share the project details.
Thank you, Toastmaster. DTM Thomas is delivering a speech from the pathway Effective Coaching, Level 4, Project 1. The title of the project is Improvements Through Positive Coaching. There are two purpose statements. The first purpose statement is for the member to develop and apply skills for coaching a fellow member or a person outside of Toastmasters who can benefit from his or her expertise. The second purpose statement is for the member to share some aspect of his or her experience coaching someone. Time up, please note the time is 5 to 7 minutes. All the very best, team.
Thank you. I would like to introduce PTM Thomas. He is a veteran communicator combining text, photography, voice and design. He was also a former communications director at Ashok Leyland. So over to you. We'll give a few minutes to set up the presentation. All the best.
Thank you, TMoD. Good afternoon, all my dear friends. There is some disobedience movement here. Allow me a little time. So, in 2010, when I decided to step out of my regular career, I had to find some ikigai, some reason to be alive. So I found photography, travel, Toastmasters, and the NGO sector. In NGO sector, I joined Sevalaya as a communications guide and a hands-on volunteer. I've done scripting and voice, given my voice for films. I've done corporate identity implementation when I started. And I also had the privilege of bringing out turnkey basis 13 annual reports, including the writing, the theme, the works, and the design, and photography. Also, training the team and the subsequent new entrants into the communication department. One such trainee that I have been working with since 2002 is Rahul, the young man in white who introduced himself a little earlier. He is an electrical and electronics engineer. He joined Sevalaya for the love of volunteering and has been doing this newsletter ever since. The newsletter is an 8-page monthly. May look small, but it's very important because the donors believe in us because of this. Now, it's not easy to compress in 3 years of how I did that with him in 7 slides. Let me try with 2 instances, just instances. Kindly extrapolate that and imagine what it will be like. One of the things we do together is every month we do one interview of a donor. We do it together, but Rahul writes, I sort of edit. This is one example like that. Rahul wrote after the interview, we Ganesh was born in Swathi place, Kanyakumari district, to father's name and mother's name. I thought we could do differently. You know, very much like how you do for evaluation, you give an overview about the speech. Something like that I attempted saying that life took V. Ganesh to many places and situations, giving him unique experiences and a long CV, which he really had. I would imagine some reader might smile. I'm happy if that happens. Going forward, here I've split the main theme into 2. Green is 1, blue is 1. Green, given by Rahul, was his career continued to rise. After an unexpected termination, he was jobless for 3 months when hope did not leave. I thought I could combine it because the unpleasant, and I simply said a move that didn't work was, and the second part is the same, AVP in whatever. Second part, the TCS part. It was given us, which made him to join Tata Consultancy and has been with the company ever since, currently serving as managing consultant. He is set to retire in February 25. 4 factors. What I did was, I didn't feel that 28 February is so important. It was happening around the same time. So I combined them to reduce the word count and said from 2011 till his retirement recently, Ganesh has been with Tata Consultancy, which is saying currently serving as managing director. Word count, as speakers we know the importance of word count. So I asked Rahul, by the way, every finding he finds is his own without my bullying or persuasion or anything, his own true words. So he found opening the story with a story and emotion a better alternative. And he has learned, he does it well now. Second, we know as Toastmasters, we don't ever present obstacles, rather failures, we call them obstacles learnings. So same technique I use. Second one is a little more tough. This is the crux of this job. News items, hard news item. How do you handle it? Here, when I was seated one day in Sevalaya at 7 p.m., I don't know why, Rahul was talking to someone, a field staff, and he wrote the story. He showed it to me. I said, Rahul, use your 5 W's and H. He spoke to that person, and this is the story we got. On left hand side is what Rahul wrote first, which is the very true part of CSR. Asian Paints donated 8 lakhs equipment for drawing water from borewell to some municipality. Here, apart from that, look at what all we got. We got to know that the beneficiaries are 2,000 families. We heard that there were 20 HP pumps in the picture. Third, we heard that 90 borewells. Because of these 2 pumps, all the water from these 90 borewells are assured for the use of 10,000 strong villages. You see how it got enriched. So this got published like this, and I asked Rahul, compress the last 3 years and tell me, what did you learn? Rahul is a good student, he learned too many things. I said, look, we have a very cruel role player here in Toastmasters called timer. So give me 4, just 4 major learnings. And here is what Rahul said he learned. Over to you, Rahul. I'll take it.
Okay. First, key learnings, first point is like headlines must be crisp, brief, and context. So according to the scale. And second thing is like social impact values must be mentioned rather than money thing. And the third point is like strong ending message will bring a better impact to the audience, to target audience. And last thing is like respect your readers and keep their perspective in your mind and write whatever thing you read. That's the main thing.
Thank you very much. If you notice, respect the audience and speak. It's all the same story of customer orientation. Thank you very much, Rahul. I must say this to you. I really enjoyed this task. So with him too. He's an enthusiastic young man, very enterprising. He has also got into IT, though it was not his original calling. So it's a great pleasure. It keeps me young to work with young people. Over to you, TMoD.
Thank you for a very inspiring speech. I would request the timer to share the names of the speakers, qualified speakers. Thank you. I would request everyone to please vote for the best prepared speaker. I shall now invite the stringent evaluator to share the evaluation. Okay. We are now at the table topics section. I would like to invite Toastmaster Harini. She is a HR professional. She is a part of the talent management team. I would request her to please come to the stage.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good afternoon.
So we are here for the exciting phase of our Medley meeting, which is the table topics. So all of you would be eagerly waiting to give you a chance. For the benefit of the guest, table topics are impromptu speeches. Speakers would be invited on stage and they will be given 2 minutes to speak. Minimum time limit for a speaker to qualify for table topics is they have to speak for 2 minutes. So I invite the guest and also the members today. Today's theme, which is the journey is the destination. So we are going to have some topics based on today's theme. I am going to first invite a table topic speaker as Toastmaster, Pravda, my mentor. Topic, in life's a mountain trek, which is harder, the climber or the mountain. I repeat, if life is a mountain trek, which is harder, the climber or breakdown.
Thank you, TD Master, for the wonderful question. Life is always as a bed of thorns, so it is not always smooth and easy. So we can either use truck up, which is harder, where we need to spend lots of our energy. Climbing down is easy. So So generally, anything I always use to finish my work whenever I am more energetic. So I always choose a harder path when I am young and energetic, when I am full of energy, so that my return journey will be very easy. I spend very less energy on that. So according to me, even when there is food served in front of me, I know I should not waste the food. I will try to finish what I don't like first, so that I will enjoy, while finishing it, I'll enjoy the remaining part of the food that I like the most. So if we have to choose both the ways, I generally take up the harder route first and then come up with a lighter one towards the end. So anyhow, we have to take both the paths. Let's do it. I take this route and I enjoy doing that. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Toastmaster Pravda. Next, I would like to invite Toastmaster Amirtha. Toastmaster Amirtha, if you could meet your future self at crossroads, what would you ask? If you could meet your future self at a crossroad, what would you ask? Toastmaster Pravda.
Thank you. A little bit of an abstract topic for me. If I could meet my own future self at some crossroad, I'm thinking that the first thing I would do is to go easy on myself and be kind to myself and say, whatever mistakes or whatever difficulties I face, not to be too hard on myself and to take it easy, so that there is no regret about things that are not done right. So that's a very important part of, you have to be kind to yourself. Who else is going to be kind to you? So you will take care of yourself. The other thing is also, I would like to applaud myself for all the good decisions I made or all the challenges I faced, and how in my opinion, you should be like a fish thrown into water and learn to swim. There is really no choice about it. You shouldn't be like a fish out of water. So I would applaud myself for whatever efforts I took to navigate the situations, whatever I had, and I would applaud myself for the good things I did, for the kindness and compassion I showed to whoever was in my path. I would basically also look for some things that I could have done better, which is like, maybe give myself advice on how to seize more opportunities, how to have a growth mindset, and try new things, and so that my life could have been even more enriched. So in a nutshell, I think I would be happy with myself when I meet myself at the crossroads, and I will applaud myself for things that went well, and I will pat myself on the shoulder to do things better the next time. Thank you.
Thank you, Chandran. Though it's an abstract topic, you handled it well. So she says being kind to ourselves and then not beating up ourselves too much is a good thing. Now I invite guest Rahul. Would you rather explore the ocean or travel into space? Would you rather explore the ocean or travel to space? Yes, Rahul.
But going to space is, after the world gonna destroy, we're gonna go to space. That's the other opportunity. But now it is gonna not happen. What the thing right now is, we can explore the existing one is the ocean, because like I was just in a circle, so I am right now in a circle. So I can't. I didn't explore all the things apart from the ocean, like boarding. Like I used to watch reels where there are surfers used to go under the ocean and make some reels. We used to see like there are so many beautiful things happening around them. So I used to pick that thing in ocean because like it is an inspiring one. So I used to pick the ocean one. So that was the best
Next, I would like to invite Toastmaster Rajasekaran. Imagine the GPS keeps changing your destination. How do you enjoy the ride? Imagine the GPS keeps changing your destination. How do you enjoy the ride? Toastmaster Rajasekaran.
Okay. So when I completed my +2, I decided I want to become a marine engineering student. I want to study marine. So we have visited as a family. We have gone there, met the principal, and he just explained the process. So these are the things we're going to study. And then he told, your job profile will be like 6 months in ground and 6 months on the ship. Then my mother looked at me. What is this? So next 2 seconds we are out from the college. So while coming back, I was just thinking, then what else to study? Remember, I just scored only 73% in my first attempt in 12th standard. So I just had a discussion with my parents, and they have motivated me to go for an improvement. Maybe most of the people never heard about those things, because this is second attempt to enhance your +2 mark. So I just taken that opportunity, and that is where I got to know about the course aeronautical engineering. By that time, I never heard anything about aeronautical. There is some field is there, aviation industry is there. I used to wonder how these small objects are flying, but that time only I just come to know, yes, we have a different field called aviation, and that was kind of fascinating to me. Then I worked hard and achieved a great score in the entrance examination as well as the +2 mark. That is where I got into this aeronautical field, and now I am just totally loving it. So whenever your GPS shows the different direction, you should move forward and enjoy it.
You missed the topic ocean or space. That would have been yeah, you choose space. Okay. Thanks, Mr. Rajasekaran. Now I invite yes, Swathi. Your topic is, you find a secret door in your house. Where would you want it to lead? You find a secret door in your house. Where would you want it to lead? This one.
Hi, morning. Sorry, good evening. I'm Swathi. This could be the first time I am on the floor. Maybe after a recitation in school, or maybe some kind of a speech in school. So pardon me if there's something. Ma'am, could you just come?
Sure. So you find a secret door in your house. Where would you want it to lead?
So every day and every night we go to sleep, and then when we are up in the morning, there's something that we wish for, and when we wake up, and it would lead us to something that we always want for. Similarly, Monday.
So if there's a secret door, where you want to enter, where you want to explore, you open the door and what do you find there? Where you like to travel?
I think that would be to the mountains, definitely. I've always wanted to go up to the mountains and find a space for myself, enjoy the beauty there, and that's about it. Thank you.
or a spontaneous one, and why? Which is more memorable, a planned trip or a spontaneous one? Why?
As for me, the most memorable one will be a spontaneous one, because planned trips there will be lot of dropouts. So it would be more awkward when we have a spontaneous trip. We'll have sudden thrill of going to a trip, and there is no much options to cancel your trip once you committed to that. So you cannot find reasons to cancel the trip, like my wife is not agreeing, my mom is not allowing. So the spontaneous trips will work better, and we can have more fun. Yeah. On the spontaneous trip, we may not ready with our bags packed, so we have more opportunity to do some shopping there. So we can explore more things there as well. So when we have planned too much, there will be some restrictions. But when there is no plan, we don't know where we are going, what is there to explore. So that will help us to have a fresh trip to enjoy and explore the new things. Thank you.
Thanks, Toastmaster Umamaheshwaran. I now invite guest Deepak as next speaker. Deepak is not here. Okay. Guest Chandra Balaji. If you discovered a time machine, would you go to the past or the future? If you discovered a time machine, would you go to the past or future? Yes, Chandran.
Guys, I am Chandran. So currently I graduated from Shanmughavel University. So if in case I invented a time machine, I will rather go to the future and explore all the technology that I know and how human evolution has evolved, all the development I have in the future.
Why you want to? No, why you want to?
To explore.
Okay, thank you. Next I invite Toastmaster Karanjeet. If your life had a soundtrack, what song or music would play? If your life had a soundtrack, what song or music would play? Toastmaster Karanjeet.
If my life had a soundtrack, it would be probably multiple songs in it. One when you're happy, one when you're sad. If I were to tell you what those songs were, I'm not sure how you guys would react. It depends. I think everyone has a soundtrack, right? So when we walk into work, we have this. You might be playing your favorite Rajasekaran song, or when you walk into you probably get up in the morning, you want some. Me, I tend to be more to rock and roll. So sometimes when I'm very angry, I listen to Aerosmith. Sometimes when I'm happier, I listen to Bon Jovi. Depends on what it is. Of course, everyone looking at me probably would think I probably listen to Bollywood as soon as I get up in the morning. But that's not true. But I think the point of the matter is that we all have a song playing in our head constantly. Thinking, hoping, and it's mostly reacting to parts of the day, whatever we are. So in terms of a soundtrack, it's multiple choice. It's never one thing. So I think that's really the point of how we are as people.
Thank you so much, Mr. Karanjeet. Yes, indeed, all of us have multiple music tracks to play according to our mood. Yeah, thank you. Now I invite next speaker as Toastmaster Anish. Toastmaster Anish, if life gave you a pause button, at which moment would you press it? If life gave you a pause button, which moment would you press it? Toastmaster Anish.
life gave me a pause button, where will I use it? It might sound like I might use it in a very important situation, or somewhere I might be in a very dangerous moment. But trust me, I would use it in the most ridiculous way. Let's take for example, let's take two situations where I use it in a dangerous situation or when I take it as an advantage. First, imagine I'm in the forest, dense forest. There's a lion chasing me. I use the pause button, I run far away. But imagine there's a group, I wouldn't use it. Because when a lion is chasing you, you don't have to be fast. You should just be faster than the slowest person. Let's take another example. Let's take the advantage situation. I use it to rob a bank. I pause the timer, I go to the bank, I rob it. The cameras still roll. The cameras still take. Because the pause is only for humans, not for cameras. I still get caught. No pause at that moment. So what movement would I exactly use it? Let's take for example, on my introduction, they told I like to hang out with friends. So one time when I was showering with my friends with pants on, I saw my friends fell down. Two friends at the same time. I would use it at that time, laughing endlessly, watching them fall, watching the weird flying position. So that's the time I use my pause. Thank you.
How much time we are left of timer? We can have one more round.
We have 15 minutes.
3 minutes. Toastmaster Krishnapriya. If your life had a magical item, what would it be and why? If your life had a magical item, what would it be and why? Toastmaster Krishnapriya.
Hello everyone. So, I think I currently do have a magical item. It's not a thing, it's an alive person, and that would be my sister. Because she's been my friend, second mother, and my problem saver, and always my backup. So, it's a great gift for people who have such kind of people in your life, because I have always had her since my birth, and that is something, the perk of being the second child in the family. So, and she is the magical item in my life, because be it getting scolding from mother or failing in a test, she always saves me from everything. She has made sure I never had to suffer from anything, so she is the hero. Thank you.
Yes, Deepak back. Yes, Deepak. Gentleman over there.
Hello.
Your name, please. Your guest?
Yes, I am. My name is Chandran.
Shanmughavel.
Yeah.
Chandran, I'm going to give you a topic to have an informal conversation.
Yes.
If you were a cartoon character, who would you be and why? If you were a cartoon character, who would you be and why?
As soon as she asked me that question, the first two things that came to my mind were two characters actually that I grew up watching. The first is Ash Ketchum from Pokemon, and the other one is Kit Badowski. Although I haven't watched Kit Badowski as much, I think it came to my mind because he's known as a daredevil. He's always up to no good, doing tricks on a skateboard or getting around with his buddies, getting a drink here and there. But if I am completely honest, I think I would like to be Ash Ketchum. If you're not aware, he's the main character in Pokemon. I grew up playing the games and really connecting with a lot of my friends. Just talking about Pokemon growing up. So Yeah, I would like to be Ash Ketchum.
As we have a lot of time, some more time left, I think I'm going to invite some of the role players as well today. I'm going to call Toastmaster Jagan. If your life were a novel, which genre would it be and why? If your life were a novel, which genre would it be and why?
Just be an article in a newspaper. There won't be any action, adventure. It would just be a happy householder, homemaker life. But if there were to be a novel, I would love to hear that the previous speaker's voice. Did you guys, if you had gone ahead with your speech, something, Pokemon and go on, we would have listened to it for a longer period of time. It doesn't matter what kind of novel it is, it matters who's reading it. Because if we had such a voice, we would just go on. Audiobooks are filled with voices that are clear, that are crystal, that have a deeper connection with you. So it doesn't matter what novel that our life is made up of, it matters how we are reading it. I feel in my life, I don't see the normal action, normal adventure, spontaneous trips. I don't like spontaneous trips. I love planned trips. I love things to be planned. They don't go according to the plan, but that doesn't matter. There is hardly anything that happens in my life that is spontaneous. Except for today, because I did not want to do table topics. This is a very spontaneous thing, except for today, because I took a role for a reason. Otherwise, I would have been in the audience. Just, okay, I don't want to take up table topics. She even mentioned, oh, we are going to call role play. So my novel is not going to be interesting to a reader who needs the constant rush of dopamine, who would want to have big, fancy songs, action, adventure. No, it's not going to be like that. If there were to be a book, probably a small article in Varamalar, Siruvamalar and all these things, the weekly digest that we have, a small article, happy householder life, daily mundane stuff. I go back home, wash the utensils, go to sleep at 10, that's all. I don't go to bus. No. Simple novel.
Now I call upon Toastmaster Jayashri. Jayashri, journeys have storms, deserts, and rainbows. Where are you now? Journeys have storms, deserts, and rainbows. Where are you now? Toastmaster Jayashri.
Topics master, it could even have rainfall, it could have sunshine, it could have autumn, it could have wind. Whatever it is, I have to move on. But what matters is how do I see the journey versus what the rest of the person sees the journey as. One Monday morning, last Monday morning, I was in the balcony watching the cloud. It was raining. It was gloomy. I was supposed to meet my client to close a deal here. I was very much worried because I was not able to close the deal because of so and so reasons. And it was raining and the client would also not turn up on that day. The same time, around 7:30 AM, my mom came out with a coffee mug. She said like how beautiful the weather was. I was already in a bad mood that I won't be able to close a deal, and she is coming and telling like see how the weather was, and there were children playing across because it was announced as holiday there. We were in Bangalore. And then I asked her like, look, I'm talking about something important and you're saying something like this. She said no, you could have whatever journey could be there in it, but it is about how do you see that day as a journey, right? It could be windy, it could be sunny, it could be raining, or it could be having a desert storm and all. But if I'm able to cross that day with peace, I'm done. So in that journey, it doesn't matter what kind of situations I am surrounded by. Probably I will take my mom's wordings as one of the key things, and I would just enjoy that moment and travel that day and journey with peace. That's all my
That's wonderful perspective. How we look at that particular day or moment matters. I now call upon Toastmaster Narendra. Today we are lucky, all of us are getting a chance. Toastmaster Narendra. Share a story when wandering led you to something valuable. Share a story when wandering led you to something valuable. Toastmaster Narendra.
Good afternoon again. So the table topics master has asked me to share an incident where wandering through something has taught me a valuable lesson. And I precisely have one such experience from my professional life. When I was about 2.5 years into my career, I got the opportunity to work as a tech lead, not on paper, but unofficially to work as a tech lead on one of the projects. And I was in no way prepared for that responsibility at that point of time. I was capable of doing the task that was given to me, but I did not have the ability to manage and lead a team and also to deal with the clients at the same time. But given the situation that we had at that particular point of time in our company and the fact that we had a client that we didn't want to lose, I was thrust into that position. And at the very same time, all my other senior peers in the company, they were occupied with their own work. So I couldn't lean on them for some particular help or anywhere where I wanted them to pitch in with some advice or anything like that. So I was on my own. I had my own team of 3 people, but I had to guide them, I had to lead them, I was in no way prepared to be a leader. And it was very difficult. I was working for literally more than 14 or 15 hours a day. And this was going on routinely for like about 6 to 7 months. And I really wanted to, there were thoughts where I wanted to quit the job because I couldn't deal with the stress. But something kept me going. Something told me it's better to fail than to quit. And so I kept at it. And finally, it allowed me to learn certain leadership skills that I would have learned maybe over the course of 10 or 15 years. So it was like a crash course, baptism by fire, if you will, on how to be a leader and how to manage a situation. But at that point of time, when I was getting into it, I had no clue that it would lead to this, but eventually got there. So I'm very thankful for that experience, and I'm very thankful that I stuck through that process, and I am here today where I am right now.
Thank you, Mr. Arvind. Can we have one more speaker, Pramodh? Thank you all. I really enjoyed the table topic session with you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Master, for complementing the topics to the theme of the day. I would request that I mention the names of the qualified table topic speakers.
Toastmaster Amirtha, Toastmaster Rajasekaran S. Swathi, Toastmaster Toastmaster Karanjeet, Toastmaster Anish S. Chandran, Toastmaster Jagan, Toastmaster Jayashri, and Toastmaster Medley.
Thank you, Tanya. I shall now call upon the general evaluator over up to the stage and to share the tag of the
Thank you, TMoD Toastmaster Krithika. So before we move on to the tag report, there is one important part that we have to go through. That is the evaluation session. So basically, as I mentioned before, all the prepared speakers who spoke earlier, 3 prepared speakers, each of them will be evaluated by one evaluator, and they will present their commendations and recommendations. What the speaker did well and what would they do even better in the future speeches. So on that front, first up, we have Toastmaster Dinakaran to evaluate Toastmaster Shanmughavel's speech. He's a software engineer working in TCS, and as mentioned before by Toastmaster Pramodh, he's one of our past presidents of the club, and he's a very keen and observant Toastmaster who observes everything like a hawk, and I'm sure that he would have done the same in Toastmaster Shanmughavel's speech and would be having his own set of commendations and recommendations. And when I asked him about the question, the one big goal that he wanted to achieve and how he felt when he achieved it finally, he said that he's yet to work on any big goal at a given point of time, but he plans to work on one of it in the near future. So here to evaluate Toastmaster Shanmughavel's speech, we have Toastmaster Dinakaran.
Thank you, General Manager. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Our Toastmaster Shanmughavel has given a speech from the Pathways Dynamic Leadership from the project Connect with Storytelling. The purpose of the project is for the speaker to use a story in the speech or give a speech as a story. With that purpose, and when you talk about speech, there are different forms of giving a speech. Storytelling is considered one of the effective way of conveying the messages. And if it is a personal story, it is well and good. You can easily connect with the audience and then also convey the message that you would want to convey. So by selecting the personal story, the Toastmasters Shanmughavel has met the purpose of the project in terms of connecting with storytelling. Kudos to Toastmasters Shanmughavel. The next thing is that preparation. In terms of preparing the story, writing it clearly and presenting it here with the audience without any issues and conveying the message, he has met that objective. There was no stoppage in his flow of way of conveying the speech and also presenting it here. So in terms of preparation, I would say he has met and he has done a good job on presenting it, prepared it well and he can present it well. In terms of conveying and presenting it here, I would say there are a few areas where we can improve on. Before going into that, one is that he got the immediate attention of all of us, because the tone and voice, he had a high pitch and voice. With that, we were able to get connected and then we got hooked into his speech. That's one thing. Next thing is that the way that he presented in terms of the humor sense and other things, right? We are kind of interested and then got hooked into his speech and trying to understand what is he going to convey. What is that? Talking about the festival he has conducted, we're conducting with Vachana or Puja, we can pass the exams clearly. That he has created some interest and then the humorous in the speech. Another thing is we are thinking that where he is going to go about with his story. So that's when he has brought about the other story where he conducting the kabaddi message, sports, and then conveying the great message that where you cannot drink and do the better things, right? So that's why he conveys this message. When we are talking about presenting, there could be few areas of improvement. One is that the tone and voice, it was all like I was feeling that it was in a monotonous way, where it was high and very high and higher tone, where he would bring in some variations in terms of the tone and pitch. Second is that using of the stage, we could move around when we convey different. I think you brought in your own story. When we're talking about multiple characters, you could create different gestures and present it in the right way. Another thing is that the eye contact. Your eye contact was more of towards the center of the place, where you would move around and then move your eye contact to different places. That would help to attract the audience very well. So with that recommendations, if you incorporate, you will become a better speech. With that, I'll let it over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dinakaran, for your evaluations. With that, we move on to the evaluation of the second speech that was delivered by Toastmaster Venkatesan. So the evaluator of Toastmaster Venkatesan, she's working as a product manager in a Fortune 50 company, and she has a lot of achievements in Toastmasters, and if I list out all of them, then it will sound like a prepared speech. So I would like to just highlight two of those recent achievements. One was she was the program chair of Discover 2025, and the other, she was the winner of a club evaluation contest that was held recently. And when I asked her what is the accomplishment that she's most proud of in her Toastmasters journey, she said being the club mentor of Wolters Kluwer Toastmasters. So it's a corporate club, and she worked on building the quality of the meetings, the member experience, and making sure that the club is self-sustained. Now it's one thing to help out one or two Toastmasters here and there, but it's another thing to help out an entire club. And so she highlights this as the most rewarding experience in a Toastmasters journey so far. So to evaluate Toastmaster Venkatesan's speech, we have Toastmaster Jayashri.
Today our dear friend Toastmaster Venkatesan's speech was energetic, it was entertaining, and it was engaging as well. This speech titled with Steps to Stardom, I found 3 specific star elements that I liked in the speech today. First one was the opening. The moment when he tried to reveal, tease the audience of what he's going to speak about, but not entirely giving away the entire speech by saying, it's my journey from family pack to six-pack or six-pack to family pack. It reduced the anxiety of the speaker as well because he got the first laughter in the 6th second when he delivered that moment. So that helped us also to move along with him in the speech and also reduced his anxiety as a speaker. Kudos to you for that. Number 2 is his calmness and confidence on the stage. When he was delivering the speech, I was able to understand that he is owning his entire script and then narrating this as a story. That's something I was able to follow you because of that specific reason. Number 3 is the element of humor that you brought in the speech. That worked well because of the self-deprecation technique. In humor, when you try to put others down, it might not work, but when you try to put yourself down, in this case, when Venkatesan was trying to see how he is trying to get into a six-pack, it did work with a lot of us, and that was a technique that I loved the most over today. Now, just like how your speech had a title, Steps to Stardom, I want to share some steps for you to become a star speaker in Venkatesan. Number 1, this project specifically is connect with storytelling. There were a lot of instances in your speech. But what I felt is, if these incidences are tied together with each other as a story, then it would satisfy this project objective. A story, how you could do that in this speech is, let's say if you pick one specific day in your life, the moment when you woke up and when you go to a swimming class and then you go to an office where your lunch was packed, and then tie the entire instances in one specific day with limited characters and plot, this would actually match with this specific project. That's number 1. Number 2 here is, at certain places I felt you were moving towards your left, towards your right. What it made me to feel is, I felt that I was a little distracted because of these movements and I was not able to follow you. Maybe you can stand and deliver your speech at one side, or probably move there and then stand and then deliver it on the other side. That's number 2. I felt, third point is, your speech had a subtle message. That message could naturally flow in. That's what I felt. To sum it up, this speech was entertaining, engaging because of the humor, grab the attention of the audience because of the opening. If you could work on stitching this to a beautiful story and taking care of your stage movements, you will become a star speaker soon. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jayashri, for your evaluations. Now, finally, we will be evaluating the third and the final speech, Pratt speech for today, and that was delivered by distinguished Toastmaster Thomas T. Abraham. To introduce this evaluator, now this is a very interesting evaluation because we have a protege evaluating his mentor. So, showing that in Toastmasters, mentor-protege relationship is a symbiotic relationship where knowledge flows both ways. To give a little more details on the evaluator Toastmaster Jagan, when he speaks, everyone listens. You have all seen that already, and he has such a lucid speaking style that sometimes even his table topics sound like prepared speeches, as you would have seen already. He's a division champion in evaluation during the last season of humorous speech and evaluation contest, and he represented Medley on the district stage in Discover 2025, and I'm sure that was a very proud moment for every Medleyan who were there to see it. He's working as a senior technical lead, and when I asked him what is the most rewarding accomplishment in his life so far and how he felt when he accomplished it finally, he said at this point of time his most rewarding accomplishment was finishing the book Psychology of Money. He said it was filled with a lot of information and statistics, but he was happy that he was able to stick through it and finish the book, and now he's hopefully he'll move on to other books in the future. So to evaluate Distinguished Toastmaster Thomas, we have Toastmaster Jagan.
In my Toastmasters experience, this is the first time a prepared speech is delivered by two speakers. We had two speakers on stage today. First time, rebellious kudos to DTM, Distinguished Toastmaster Thomas. So he delivered the speech from the pathway effective coaching. This is level 4 project 1, improvements through positive coaching. The manual is very exhaustive. It provides a lot of information. Based on reading the manual, I have 3 important strengths that I see in his speech and 2 areas of recommendation. The first thing is that it's very clear that Distinguished Toastmaster Thomas has had a nurturing relationship with his prodigy, or with Rahul, so to say here. The manual clearly suggests that coaching has to be packed, or has to be coupled with a nurturing relationship, which you might find in mentoring, you may not be finding in coaching. That's the mix that the manual suggests. So kudos to you for having this, and it's long term. It's been 3 years now, 3 years and continuing. That's the nurturing relationship that you have built with Rahul. The second thing is that it's very clear when Rahul came on stage, and the positive impact that DTM Thomas's time with Rahul is very clear when Rahul came on stage, and that came through with his learnings, the 4 important learnings, the crux of it, the positive impact that DTM Thomas has had with his prodigy. The third thing is that the instances that he shared clearly suggests that DTM Thomas was able to share effective and specific feedback to Rahul. Over the course of the last 3 years, it's very clear, from those 3 instances, and of course those that have not been mentioned here today, that those feedback were effective as well as specific. And how could we figure this out? Because Rahul today is writing those headlines, writing those news articles by himself. That denotes Rahul's learning, and thereby measuring the results is not just supporting, but by measuring those results, so that the monitoring, or so to say, as the manual suggests, the monitoring of the prodigy will come down over a period of time. So those are the 3 important strengths that I see in the speech. The 2 important areas of improvement the speech could have had. The manual clearly suggests coaching and mentoring are 2 different things. Because coaching is for a specific task, which it was in his case, to coach Rahul for writing newsletter articles. But coaching is not long term. Mentoring is long term. So there is a confusion here between coaching and long term, because the instances were all related to specific tasks. Those tasks were writing a newsletter article, period. Now, however, the mentoring that DTM Thomas is providing is long term, which shifts the entire dynamics. And the second improvement that I would suggest is that making it personal. We know where those DTM Thomas comes from, how his relationship with Sevalia. But if you could have spent that time in sharing the relationship that you have with Rahul. So the instances were far away from me. Those could have been made personal without the use of the PowerPoint, in a way to share what was the real impact. The impact that today that Rahul had, the fact that he could come and speak here in front of us, the fact that he could write a newsletter article, it could have been better put in words rather than showing it in a PowerPoint, because it would have made it more personal. So overall, the speech, the project had denoted a positive impact that DTM Thomas had on his prodigy. It clearly measured the results which came through today, and it denoted how DTM Thomas delivered effective and specific feedback throughout this process. If we could have differentiated between coaching and mentoring, which the manual clearly draws a line between, and making it more personal, would have helped us understand the importance of this project much better, because you and your prodigy have understood the importance of this project outside of Toastmasters. But for us, as part of this pathway, there is a lot of scope for us to learn through this project. So it would have been communicated better to us if these areas of improvement have been taken. All the very best, DTM Thomas, and to Rahul. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jagan, for your evaluations. Now it's time to find out how we did on time, clarity, and the usage of language. So we will listen to the reports of the tag role players. So first up, we will listen to the timer report to be delivered by Toastmaster Krishnapriya.
So I'll be telling the time for today's session. So TM Shanmughavel 7 minutes 50 seconds. TM Venkatesh 5 minutes 36 seconds. TM Thomas 7 minutes 7 seconds. Table topic speeches. Prada 1 minute 25 seconds. TM Amirtha 1 minute 49 seconds. Guest Rahul 46 seconds. TM Rajasekaran 2 minutes 6 seconds. Guest Swathi 1 minute 24 seconds. TM Uma 1 minute 8 seconds. Guest Chandran 28 seconds. TM Karanjeet 1 minute 5 seconds. TM Anish 1 minute 46 seconds. Guest Chandran 58 seconds. Evaluators timing. TM Dinakaran 3 minutes 22 seconds. TM Jayashri 3 minutes 32 seconds. TM Jagan 4 minutes 23 seconds, and some of the table topic session time is TM Jagan 2 minutes 5 seconds, TM Jayashri 1 minute 45 seconds, and TM Narendra 2 minutes 2 seconds.
Before we move on, I would like to check if the voting links are available. So the voting links are available, and I hope all the evaluators are qualified. Timer, can you please read out the name of the qualified evaluators once more, please? Okay, thank you. So the voting links will be available in the channel. You can, in the group, the WhatsApp group. You can vote for the best table topic speaker and the best evaluator. The links it will be available shortly. Okay, now it's time to move on with our tag report. So next we listen to the R counters report, where Toastmaster Karanjeet will let us know all the clear speeches and all the filler sounds and all the touch words that we used. Over to you, Toastmaster.
So, first time doing this in a long time, so forgive me if I make mistakes here. Overall, I think the clearest speech of the day was classic example. Also, another special call out to PM Anish, also for a clear speech. Overall, again, I think everyone, especially with the, I think I should also put myself in there. But the reality is, I think everyone did a wonderful job, but obviously, I think everyone, a lot of ours, homes, us, and I think a lot of people use the word and a lot. Like, I think unless that was just me or not, I didn't notice a lot of people use the word and. But overall, great job by everyone. And I forgot to Jayashri as well. So also clear speech for the day.
So next up, we will listen to the report of the Grammarian, who will highlight all the good usage of English language and also the areas where we can improve. Over to you, Grammarian Toastmaster Anish Verma.
Before I start, my first time being Grammarian. First, let's talk about the good usage of words. Distinguished Toastmaster Thomas Abraham used a sentence which says, failure but obstacle. So now when we ever think of when we fail, we only think as an obstacle but not failure. So it gave me a spot where whenever I failed, never took as a failure but just as a challenge. What a nice sentence. Toastmaster Jagan on evaluation told that denotes, instead of saying that says these words, but use that denotes. So wonderful word. And table topics, guest Swathi says recitation of school. Instead of saying doing the same thing, we use a word called recitation. And words of improvement or slight mistakes. Just only one. In just only one should be only one or just one in a sentence. And group of peoples. Peoples is only plural, so group of people. And running like a name, like running like instead of saying running like to say name like running like Anish, it's just running like this person. You can say running like a noun but not running like a pronoun. So it's like running like a cheetah but not running like Anish. So you can use that as if it's a pronoun, you cannot use in it. And next is applaud about myself. It's applaud myself, not about, because applaud is a verb, so it's a direct object. So it's same like I'm proud about myself. It's same like I'm proud of myself, but not proud about myself. And it should be a small letter. It should be. It's just be. It should. So that's the slight mistakes of today's
Special thanks to all the tag role players who are doing their roles really well, and all of them are doing the role for the first time. So I think real kudos to all of them. Now it's time for the General Evaluators report. I would like to first start off my report by mentioning things that really went well from the end of the previous meeting till the current moment that we are in with this meeting. The first thing that I'd like to call out was that the WhatsApp group was created on time, and the speakers and role players were identified well ahead of the meeting. So kudos to the VPE for doing that. And the next thing that I'd like to call out is the Sergeant at Arms. He was present at the venue well ahead of time, and he set up everything and made sure that everything was in place. And the most important, or the biggest obstacle to every Medley meeting is the projector. But today that was not a problem, because Toastmaster Umamaheshwararao made sure that it was working properly well before the start of this meeting. So that was a really good sign. So kudos to you, Toastmaster Umamaheshwararao. And next up, we had a wonderful address by the presiding officer who spoke about the importance of the role of teachers, and also in Toastmasters, the importance of the role of mentors. And he also introduced the mission of Toastmasters International really very clearly. So that was really well done. And the next thing that I'd like to highlight is a wonderful theme picked by our Toastmaster of today. The journey is the destination. We are done with the 850th meeting, and now that is behind us. Now we move forward to 875th, the future meetings that are yet to come, and all the learnings that we're supposed to be doing in all of these meetings. So this is just a wonderful reminder that a new journey begins starting from today. So well picked theme by the Toastmaster of the day. And also we had a very different project today, like Toastmaster Jagan mentioned. We had a guest speaking in a prepared speech, at least for the very first time that I've seen this happen. So I think that was a very innovative thing. Instead of distinguished Toastmaster Thomas speaking on behalf of his protege, bringing his protege and letting him speak himself, I think that was a wonderful innovation. And also the table topics master for picking the topics related to the theme. Generally the theme is what drives the whole meeting, and sometimes the theme gets sidelined when we come to the table topic session. But today I would like to appreciate the TT master for picking the topics relevant to the theme. So now coming to the things on areas where we could do better. The first thing that I would like to highlight is the attendance. I think apart from three Toastmasters who are neither role players nor XCOM members, everyone else who's present here are either role players or XCOM members. To me, that number is the real indicator of how well we are doing in terms of our meeting. And of course, today, this week's meeting is, there's a long weekend, plus we're just done with the milestone, so people might be just relaxing a little, taking it easy. But this has been happening for quite a few meetings. I think we should look at this particular number. How many people are attending outside of role players and XCOM players? So that would be the real indication of how well we are doing as a club, and how, that to me indicates the health of the club. And if we have to do something to get those numbers up, then we'll have to think about it as a club and try and come up with some steps to take that. forward. And the next suggestion that I would like to give is that when it comes to our pathway speeches, so we have two options. Either we can deliver a speech that we have done before, and we can improvise the script and we can improve our delivery, and we can deliver it again to our satisfaction. That is one approach, one way to go. And another way is to come up with a brand new script, the brand new delivery for every prepared speech that we deliver. Now both the approaches are fine. I mean, that's not like one is good or the other is not advisable. But from my personal experience, I find that the latter, that is coming up with a new script with every speech, serves better in terms of pathways than improvising on our old speeches. Of course, definitely, like if we deliver an old speech and if we want to, and if we feel that we can do it better, that we have not done justice for it in the previous attempt, and we want to do justice for it now, then definitely we can go back and we can deliver that speech again. But delivering a new speech, a brand new speech, will help us, bring out the best in us as public speakers even more, because that's what the pathways are for, right? Like to experiment, to fail, to forget, and then to come back and learn. So I would suggest that as well. And yes, the other thing that I would like to highlight is sending the project manual well ahead of time to the group. So it was sent, but it would be good if we can send it as soon as our speech slot is confirmed, so that our evaluators will have ample time to go through the manual. We can have discussions with the speakers and come up with better planned evaluators. So these are my suggestions, and I hope that they were useful to all the club members. Over to you, Toastmasters.
Thank you. So I understand that the links are out to vote for the speakers, the table topics, speakers, the evaluators, and the role players. So I request everyone to please cast your votes. So now to circle back on the theme of the day, I would just like to add a few lines for conclusion, where I would just like to share that we often start either in life or even in Toastmasters by having a goal in mind, to either give a perfect speech or to win that contest or to stop using filler words. But as we walk this path, something happens. We realize that the real reward isn't waiting at the finish line. It's happening right now in every step of the journey. For example, if we can go back to our first speech, when we were nervous, when our heart was racing, when our hands were trembling, for example, and then we move on to our next speech. Maybe now, it is we are able to speak more confidently, with little more clarity and little more courage, and that improvement, that itself is a proof that the journey itself is shaping you. So as we end today's meeting, let's all see that we are not rushing to be perfect. We don't wait to feel ready. So every role that we take up, every mistake that we make, and every lesson that we learn, they are our journey and they are your success. So my dear Toastmasters and the guests, journey doesn't lead to the destination. Journey is the destination. So over to you, Presiding Officer, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. I would like to say the meeting has been absolutely lucid. However, there is an unfortunate update. We have not been able to find the certificates. So, those of you who are best speakers and role players, please excuse us. We'll be handing it over to you next week. Next, I would like to appreciate the first-time role players. our entire tag team were first time role players. Toastmaster Krishnapriya, who played timer. Toastmaster Karanjeet, who played half counter. Toastmaster Anish, who played Grammarian. They've all been first time role players, and kudos to all of you, you all did wonderfully. Second thing is, I would like to thank all the role players, not just the tag role players, all the role players for your job. It's wonderfully done, wonderfully conducted from beginning to end, especially with all the coordination. I wish we could have had a few more people in the meeting as we usually do so that we could have even more opportunities. Now the results are out. I would like to, the best speaker is Distinguished Toastmaster Thomas Evans. And Rahul. Yes. Let's photo. Yes.
No, you can't do it.
The best table topic speaker is Toastmaster Anish. The best evaluator is Toastmaster Jayashri. The best role player is Toastmaster Narendra. And the best tag role player is Toastmaster Anish. Now I'd like to make a couple of announcements. Firstly, as I've already announced last week, our area contest is next week on the 11th of October. And as you know, at least, if I'm not mistaken, 4 members of our club are going to the area contest. So kindly register. The registrations close on the 7th. The registrations are free, and we will be sharing the link with you once again this evening. The registrations are free, so kindly register and show up at the area contest. It's the first announcement. The second announcement is that our club elections, which were originally scheduled on the first week of November, has been rescheduled to the second week, the second Saturday, that is the 8th of November, because the division conference, which was originally scheduled on the 2nd of November, has been, for some reason, scheduled on the 1st. So, I request each and every single one of you to kindly be there for the club elections. It is the day when we choose our leaders. So, please be there. Your presence and your votes will matter to the club. That's it. With that, with the sound of the gavel, I close the meeting. I